What is going on, everyone? Sam here. You might know me from Lake Pro Tackle. I'm just your average everyday fisherman that loves really cool gear. Of course, I've got all the fancy rods and reels and baits and everything like that, but there is something that I want to show y'all in today's video, and we're going to be breaking it all down. A full breakdown video, a little bit of installation, and we're going to be talking about this guy right here. I'm just kidding. It's not that heavy because number one, the box is empty. The battery's sitting right in front of me there. But we're going to be talking about this. This is from Lithium Rhino. This is a lithium battery. Now, Lithium Rhino, from what I understand, started off in golf cart batteries, typically ranging from like 48, 72 volt. They are making marine batteries now, which number one, there's so many different perks. You can find out all the specifics of the batteries themselves and the company online at their website, lithiumrhino.com. I'm going to be running over some simple specs of this specific battery, as well as instructions for installation, as well as running through the really cool aspects of this stuff. So, kicking it off, let's start with the process. The process for getting one of these batteries is very simple. Go to their website, lithiumrhino.com, and for your marine applications, guys, there's 3 different batteries right now. They might be adding batteries here and there might be some different variants, but this one specifically for my boat here, and I have a Tracker 175. It's an 05 boat. This is an old boat, so I'm gonna have to do a little modification, little moving around to some things to actually get it in here. But my trolling motor that I'm using with this battery will be a Minn Kota Ultrex Quest, and that allows 24 or 36. So I'm throwing out my lead 24 volt system, and we're putting in this lithium system here, which requires one battery. Instead of linking 3 12 volts together, you can do it all in one, plus 120 amp hour. This thing can probably run my boat for a total of like 4 days. I don't know the exact mathematics behind it all, but trust me when I say this will run the boat for as long as you need it. A full 24 hours. I almost 100% guarantee it, guys. But if you're looking to overpower your trolling motor or have constant reliable energy on the water, this is what you need to look at. Start looking into lithium, and of course, check out Lithium Rhino. This one right here, it's going to have an 8-year warranty. So starting through the process, as I look at batteries and as I look at equipment, it's not cheap. I'm gonna be honest, it's $2,200, but there's so many perks that go with it. Number one, an 8-year warranty. You're also going to get a lot of perks like the waterproofness of this battery. It is going to be IP67 rated, which is very strong in terms of the battery market. Now, longevity, they say that this battery is supposed to last for, I believe it's 6,000 cycles, as well as over 10 years. So you're gonna have this battery for a long time. It's a great investment for clean, easy energy on the water that isn't going to run out on you. Now, unlike most other batteries on the market, you get the battery in this package, and you also get the charger and all the components that go with it. So let's start hopping into some of the accessories and other things that come in the kit with this battery. All right, so when it does ship to you, it's going to take about a week or so. It's gonna ship pretty quickly, which is great, and you're also going to get these 2 other boxes. So everything comes in one big box. You're gonna get the box I showed earlier, and then you're also going to get these guys right here. Now, in this big box right here, this is going to be the charger. This is going to be a 15 amp charger. Most chargers out there on the market are rated for maybe 5, maybe 10 amps. Now, the great thing, again, about 15 amps is it's going to allow for easy charging. You're also, again, going to get that same waterproofing rating or water resistance rating. Very easy to use, guys. All you have to do, you're gonna plug it in, you're gonna hook the leads up, positive for red, negative for black, and it's really easy. Everything's labeled for you to hook it up. Now, another thing on this charger here, it is rated and ready to go to plug directly into the battery and plug into wherever you're putting it. So on your boat of choice, maybe you've got a fiberglass, probably you've got a fiberglass. I've got an aluminum boat here, and it makes it really easy for me to screw in things just about anywhere. I don't have to worry about cracking fiberglass, but I can literally mount this to the top of one of my lids. I can mount it to the bottom, to the side, and it allows for that. Very easy to use as well. I mean, anyone that knows how to drill can drill in some screws, set it in there, and get it going. The other thing too is it has some cooling areas here that help disperse the heat, and a fan already in there also. Now, I believe this big piece in here is the fuse. Again, you really don't have to touch that. The fuse is kind of set. You know, it does what it's supposed to do. If there's a surge or anything, it's going to cut it off and make sure your stuff isn't burnt to the ground. The other box that you're going to get has more of the accessories. This is actually really cool. So if you run a big bayliner boat or a big like saltwater style boat that has a compartment like way in the back, or you just want to have a secondary monitor or secondary cutoff switch, that is what this is here. So this, guys, is going to allow you to hook up multiple batteries together. So let's say you do want to double your 36 volt here. You're going to get 2 of them, and you can link them together in a parallel, keep it 36 volt, and instead of 120 amp hour, you can make it 240 amp hour. I'm really good at math. If you couldn't tell. You're also going to get a couple other brackets as well as the screws that go into your terminals, and those are really high quality as well. You can tell by the way they are. No, I'm not even joking. These look really, really strong in terms of, you know, getting corroded by moisture or anything like that. These look really, really good. There's probably a fancy like zinc coated something or another name for it, but that is what that is. This plugs directly into the battery on the monitoring system, and this right here is your cutoff switch where you can cut off the power to the battery, and there's also another switch on the battery itself. But again, if you want to run anything up to the console of your boat, you can do it all with this right here. And you're also going to see this. This is going to be the monitoring system where you can see the constant voltage and other stuff on there as well. I probably won't use this because I can easily just open one of my hatches and look at the battery. But if this is something that speaks to you, they have it as an option, again, with all the accessories and everything. It is very, very neat to see a company like this doing innovative things, or at least doing the bare minimum. I mean, I think every battery company should be doing stuff like this. One thing I didn't quite mention, on the box here, I've got my little cheat sheet. Number 1, this is Bluetooth compatible. So you can download an app, you can register your battery and everything, so you've got the full warranty benefits. Bluetooth, yes. Monitor system, yes. And it is going to continuously discharge 150 amps. Ultra overpowered. But what is really, really neat about this as well is it's going to be 38.4 volts. So a 36 volt system will run off of this, but your constant output is going to be around that 38.4 volts, which is really, really incredible. Another thing is the dimension sizes. So I will go over this really shortly here. 19.76 inches by 10.51 inches, and then 8.7 tall. So this is a big battery. It's 36 volts, and I will be honest, it's about 75 pounds. It's a hefty battery, but that is what you're paying for. You're paying to have it, and if it was lead, it would be about 2 times heavier. Don't forget that. This is a hefty battery. You're gonna last, again, all day long. Let's go ahead, look at the battery up close and personal, talk more about it. Alrighty, y'all, back with y'all on another day. Had to go fish a night tournament yesterday. It was brutally hot and steamy, felt like Florida, but we got the dub. Let me show you a little bit about what I got going on here. So unfortunately, when I did the measurements, I didn't take into account some of the other factors about getting this battery in here. This big 36 volt Rhino lithium here. This is the 120 amp hour again, guys. This Tracker 175, I'm not actually able to get it into the back compartment. The gas tank's too big and the space is too small or too narrow, and I'm not able to slide the battery in there. So what I'm doing is I'm rewiring my whole boat. Check this out. That guy right there, it's gonna sit in my center rod compartment. Luckily, this side here does have rod storage, so I can store a couple extra rods, but as you can see, I don't have really a shortage of rods on the boat, funny enough. But luckily, that storage compartment fits it perfectly, and what I'm doing here for my specific situation is I've got live scope and I've got a few other accessories that run off 12 volts. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna stick this 36 volt in here. I'm gonna run the power straight up to the trolling motor here. Luckily, I only need 8 gauge wire, which I do have on hand. So that is going directly there, short, quick, and easy. The other thing that I'm doing to convert this 36 volt down to 12 volt for my other accessories like the live scope and the graph and everything like that is I've got a little converter box in there as well. Very simply put as well, since the charging area or the charger is not in the back of the boat where the cranking battery is, all I'm gonna do is just get a splitter, run one here, run one there, and it still makes it pretty nice and easy to do. So that's just a little update. As you can see, I got wires absolutely everywhere up here, but I'm ready to get this going, guys. Red to red, black to black, that's all it really is. Made another discovery with this thing right here. So if you're like me and you run into the situation where you just don't have your charger next to an outlet, check this out. Well, relatively directly next to an outlet. Check this out. This is really cool. So I have the charger wired in here, and I discovered you can actually take this sucker off, and it's, you know, just snaps in there and you lock it down and it'll start charging. That's incredible right there. So, you know, if you don't want this in the boat as like an onboard charge, all right, y'all, check this out. I don't have, again, a ton of space in this boat, and I wasn't sure about the charger, if it was supposed to be onboard or offboard, but they actually give you really both options. So here's the charger, and normally it's supposed to be plugged in like this. All you gotta do is tighten it down, a couple twists, bada bing, bada boom, super easy to install. That charger there, I mean, you can plug it, keep it plugged into the wall, run this cord over, pull the charger over when you bring your boat in, or just, of course, leave it in here, run an extension cord in. Super easy, honestly. Very, very little ingenious idea there. This is the first charger that kind that I've had. All the other ones simply just have a plug coming out of them and you just plug them straight in, typically to the back of the boat. And then while you're here, I might as well show you what the other cord is for. This white cord here, I got it spliced in to this converter that I was talking about. This is a 24, 36, 48 step down to 12 volt, 20 amp, which is great. This will run literally 3 graphs, live scope, and of course I do have that one wire going up directly to the trolling motor. Thought I would show that to y'all in case anyone was wondering how I'm doing this all with a 36 volt system and still running 12 volt electronics, just running it all off this one battery. Of course, 120 amp hour is more than enough to get me throughout the entire day. In 2 days, maybe 3 days. Alrighty, y'all, finally finished the install. I'm super excited. We are almost done. Everything is still a mess. Like, I've got wires, cables, paddles, like a ton of stuff all over, a bunch of random wires, but the install in here is finally finished. So right now, the 36 120 amp hour is now installed. I've got my step down also, which converts the 36 to 12 for my graphs and stuff like that. Let me show you a little bit here. Take a look at the inside. It's still a little messy, of course, but we've got my charger cable here. We've got the extender to the step down, and then we also have the trolling motor cable here. And as you can see on this, it makes it really easy to see what your current voltage is, your amp draw, as well as the battery temperature in Fahrenheit. And you also see I've got 96%. It's on standby right now. As soon as I press this button, we're going to be able to test the live scope. We're going to see if the step down works and everything. So here it goes. Let's go ahead and test it real quick. So that button, it turns blue, which is really nice. And I did hear a beep from my trolling motor, which means something happened. So I see right here, my trolling motor is blue. Let me deploy it real quick, and let's look at the motor here. So it is currently turning, and let's go ahead and try to run it real quick. This is the first time that I've got 36 volt on the trolling motor. Look at that, the prop is currently spinning right there. That means it's working, and we're all set. Looks like everything works, 1 through 10. Nothing shut off, which is good, so that means there's not like excessive amp draw. And then I'm going to turn my graph on here. Check this out. Got the Garmin, got an Echo map right now. I can't wait to get a Get Fish Marine screen here. Looks like everything is turning on as needed. So super cool. Honestly, really, really easy installation process. It's just another battery, but when it comes to clean power, ease of use, it really doesn't get much better than Lithium Rhino. I hope you check them out, and you can check them out right now at lithiumrhino.com. Very, very easy. Again, super fast shipping. Installation was a breeze, and of course their warranty and customer service is top notch. So make sure to go check them out, lithiumrhino.com once again. And if I missed anything, I'm gonna add it in like right about here. In case I didn't miss anything, then I hope you go check them out. Sam Climer here, signing off. I hope you enjoy. If you do get them, make sure to tag me on my personal page, The Lake _lake_pro, the_lake_pro on Instagram. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.